And it looks like we are live, so I'm going to say hello everyone and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. How are you doing this fine Monday? What have you been up to? What have you been doing? Etc, etc, etc. Intro noises. Yeah, what's going on? What are we up to? What is chatting about? I don't actually know because as usual, I had to do a toilet before I came in because I'm a class act. Some of you are going to be like, the artwork's changed.
The artwork's crap. Look at all the... I forgot to clean it up. Look at all the lines. Oh, that's
Is there a bunch of lines on it that shouldn't be there? Ah, well, they'll forgive you. I won't. I'll be so mad. I'm so salty right now. I don't care.
My silhouette has holes in it too.
Your silhouette has holes in it? I can't see. I can't tell from the thing.
Yeah, it is terrible, so it makes sense.
I mean, you do need to remember to put a black background over things before you finish up. It's not a big deal. I could clean it up myself. I just didn't notice. Well, I noticed when I got the artwork, but then I put it in Photoshop and it looked fine. I was like, it must have just been the preview. Oh well, doesn't matter. Is somebody drunk? Almost certainly. Someone within the universe is definitely drunk right now. That is like how statistics work. There are 8 billion people on the planet. Yeah, billion is a lot more.
Oh god, it was so much easier if it was just 8 million.
Yeah, my god. Everything would be better or much, much worse because all the infrastructure would stop working. It's a big planet. Sick getting drunk while Mrs. Sick buries the bodies. That's not what it represents. God damn it. I mean, it does represent me getting drunk, but I clearly did some work. She's just... I've got the whiskey stash. She's looking for the, her new favourite drink is a White Russian. So she's looking for Kahlua, decent vodka. You wouldn't want to be looking for milk, though. I don't know, burying milk for hundreds of years. Not good for it. Not good for it at all. I took too much cold medicine. Does that count as drunk? Do you feel all loopy and shit? Because you're definitely something. Probably shouldn't be in charge of heavy machinery. I always like that when they say, don't operate heavy machinery on this. In my head... And I've heard other people express this, but in my head, it's like fucking forklifts at minimum, and more like fucking, what's the one with the big ball on the end? Apart from me, a fucking wrecking ball, or a steamroller, and what they mean is a car. Like nobody's going to be doing that. No one's going to let someone work while they're out of their mind or NyQuil. I mean, they might, I suppose, but they shouldn't. Looks like she has a sledge. Well, as in, it looks like she's holding like a fucking like a scooter. Mucus covered shovel. I get it. Yeah, it just needed cleaning up. Oh well, I could do it now, but then I will be really bad at talking. Although, if I save it, it might propagate to the stream, which actually would be pretty cool.
It is really bothering me. There's so many bits everywhere.
Let's see if I can semi-fix it. Sickle fix it. No, we don't want to reference that. I can't remember. Why can't I see it? Did it not? Fucking... Okay. What did I call it? Oh, right. For some reason, I thought it had a very different name. It has a... Shit, I need to open it. See, this is what I thought would happen if I tried to edit while the stream was going, but I'm going to persist. This is what you get now. It's a terrible stream for terrible people, not a good stream for anybody.
It's so much better though.
You what?
It's so much better without crap.
What without? Oh right, are you doing that at the moment?
What? No, you cleaned it up a bit.
No, I haven't. I've done nothing.
You did. You cleaned it up. There was like bits of crap, and you cleaned it up.
I've cleaned up nothing.
I don't know what you did, but it cleaned it up.
I've done literally 0 things. I am in the process of trying to do a thing, and mostly on the stick of the, I guess it's the haft of the shovel. Is it haft? Is that the right word? Do I know how to English? The stick of a shovel. What is it called? I don't know.
Handle.
I'm pretty sure it's got a fancier name than that. I might be thinking of like a weapon name.
Shaft.
Big dick. The dick of the shovel. Right. I've gotten rid of the ones that are clearly not supposed to be there. There's a few that just look like highlights. There's one that's clearly not supposed to be there. There we go. And then every time I zoom out, yeah, no offense, but I do keep seeing more. Get good. Get good. I mean, you're way better at art than I am, but, you know, get good. I can criticize. I'm allowed because I'm a bastard. I mean, I did spend today working on a video of someone who was criticizing other people for being talentless. I'll let you take any guesses of who that might be in the chat. But I had a lot of burns. Not on myself, on them, obviously. Okay, I think that's better. Let's try just saving it and see if it propagates. It's not updated in real time, that's for sure. Oh, it saved it as a PSD like an asshole. Save as. Is it a pung? I think it's a pung. Yes, I want to overwrite the pung. Let's do the pung. Oh shit, it killed the background.
Who turned off the lights?
Oh man. It killed the background. Why did it kill the background? Okay, wait, we're gonna fix this. We're gonna fix this. If we get rid of that, then the background stays. Something becomes really obvious. Oh, that's why, because I'm fucking stupid. Right, never mind. I'm really, really stupid. The black background I used to highlight the things that weren't supposed to be there. Yeah, I just put it in with that. Right, gonna try one more time. PNG, save. Yes. Okay. Yeah! Is that better? Are you happy now? I haven't fixed you, I don't think.
That is better, thank you. I don't mind. It was the shaft that was bothering me.
I mean, to be fair, I could start drawing on you now, and it's a lot less concentration intensive. Did I pick the right thing? I picked the right thing. Woo! Right, there we go. I've drawn on you a bit. I'm just literally just smudging black lines onto you. File, save as again, save as a pung, save. Yes, if you are new to the terrible stream for terrible people, this is not normally the type of shit that I pull, but it's not unheard of. Right, we fixed it. We are good. I met a guy named Shaft Johnson. That is the fucking best name. That is the name.
That is a superhero name.
No, that's the name of a rogue cop. That is the name of a cop who doesn't play by the rules. Only his own rules, which he doesn't even play by. Hey, stick live. Yes, please. I mean, you missed the best bit. You missed the best bit of me fixing some artwork so it didn't have random bits of white all over it. No, and someone thought that it was, what did they think it was? Mucus. It's okay, just everything's covered in mucus. You should live stream a video production and we can help you come up with the jokes. Okay, so live streaming video production would be, I don't know how long exactly it takes me to make a single video, but today I wrote a script and that took me about 5 hours. I mean, I was doing other stuff in between because that's the thing about working from home is that you do house stuff as well. Like I cooked tea for everyone, but I recorded a script. I wrote a script and I recorded it and I edited the audio, and all in that was 5 or 6 hours of work, condensed without the bits where I was like, I don't know what to say to that, or I don't want to face this for another 5 minutes. So yeah, so there's that, and then editing the video itself can take anywhere from 4 if I'm like unbelievably focused which never fucking happens, not anymore especially, because I find editing so fucking boring. Like, there's moments in it which are good, but there's all the little in-betweeny bits make me go cross-eyed, and it takes a really long time. It can take up to 12 hours. And if I was live streaming it, it would take a lot fucking longer. Both of those. So yeah, we're talking like a 24-hour live stream, which I am completely unwilling to do. But I have considered the what do I do to make a video, whether or not I actually go through that, because again, that is probably a shitload of work. Whereas I think in general, the best thing is to just make content. I've always been of that persuasion. It's like, if I could do something stupid, or not stupid, but like something really, really weird that isn't of norm on my channel, and no one would watch it, and it would be a shitload of work, and yeah, or I could just make a video. And I like making videos. Yeah, yay, 24-hour stream. Yeah, and I'd have to have, obviously, drinks turned on for that, so I'd be really fucking drunk by the end of it. Have you thought of hiring an editor? I have thought many times of hiring an editor. I spent a little bit of time talking. I talked to a couple of people about making, like, I put out a soft, would anybody like to edit for me? And a couple of people responded to it. One of them didn't work out, and another one, neither of them worked out. But one of them, I spent quite a lot of time trying to help get what I wanted out of it, and it ultimately just kind of didn't work, and I feel really bad, but I didn't know what else to do, and I'm not very good at managing people. In fact, I'm not good at managing people at all, because I don't know how to do it.
Well, you barely manage yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I manage myself. I think I manage myself quite well, but it requires, like, me, only me.
There's also, I'm just thinking about things in general. Like,
will you ever do a face reveal? I have said that I will consider. I didn't say consider last time, but now it's slightly more realistic than it ever was. It was like a not a high number of subs. I would, give me 1 million and I'll do it. I would consider it at 1 million subs if my other numbers reflected that. If I was someone who had 1 million subs and I easily got like 300,000 to 400,000 views a video, that would mean that I was in pretty good shape as a channel, and I probably had some money to be able to get a house somewhere that's a bit more private, and like where I live currently, as much as I'm trying to think of the words for it. I don't have like a fucking fence around my home at all. It's just a normal home. It's a flat actually, but yeah, something that I'd be able to have some amount more privacy than otherwise. Yeah, that's when I would reveal my face, because I just don't want people knowing. I don't think
the biggest concern is because we have children.
Yeah.
And if people figured out
get very weird.
What you look like, and then they figure out where you are usually, and then where you live, and then, oh look, then the kids are at home.
Yeah. The other thing on that is, because my rate of growth has been relatively slow, I like to think that if I ever did get to that number, it would be well after the kids have moved out, and then I'd be way more okay with it, because yeah. Join the 6 on holiday for only $1,000. I mean, the holiday we actually have planned costs more than that. So I want to go on the holiday that only costs $1,000. Is it to the same place as we're going? Because that'd be fucking awesome. The biggest problem is we're going on holiday during the summer holiday in our country. So everything costs a fucking fortune. Sick just has a smaller helmet under the big helmet anyway. No. I have a bigger helmet under the original helmet. I don't care, that doesn't make sense. Pretty sure under the bucket helmet is another... Yeah, exactly. Also,
it's a slightly larger one.
when people say face reveal, it's like, you didn't say whose.
Why are you so desperate?
Well, that's the thing. I've always considered that the person who is sick is a lot less relevant than the character, at least for now. And I can have a lot more fun. That's one of the things people just don't fucking get about having an avatar that is so freeing, especially in online creation, is that you don't have to sit there and fucking make sure you don't look like crap. Like, because I'd have to, like, when I did when I did some of the live actiony stuff, that was so much fucking work. That was so much goddamn work.
It was like 2 to 3 hours of setup.
I had to set aside a whole day just to do.
Yeah, and then you had to actually do the recording thing and get it right.
Yeah.
So that's another like 2 to 3 hours.
Over and over again. The helmet is too small for me. It's just all in all an unpleasant thing to do, and I just eventually gave up on doing it. I might consider doing it again when we have a house, or if we ever can afford a house, which I don't know. Just need to grow the channel. The bigger the channel is, I have slightly more money. If I have slightly more money, I can do more things. The other thing, I have something in the plans to make Patreon like a way better value for people on it, so people will actually do it not just to support me. Right now people do it just to support me, and that's fucking great, and I love that. But being able to give people stuff will be better, but that's something I'm having to work on. Channel must hit puberty. Well, I feel my channel hit puberty when it hit 100,000 subs. It's definitely, like, I earn enough money that it's like, how I always put it, it's like a grown-up job. It's like a real job. It's not like amazing in it by any stretch of the imagination. I know people who earn way more fucking money than I do, but I also earn more money than I've ever earned personally as a useless piece of shit. At least Essek doesn't use that fake YouTube voice. When I hear that, I shut off the video. I mean, there are a lot of fake voices, but some of them are getting pretty good.
There's certain YouTube voices which I can't stand. It's like, hey guys! That one annoyed me.
Oh, by the fake YouTube voice, you mean... This is a YouTube video. Watch now or you will die. Click that like and subscribe or I'll eat your fucking face. I mean, that's what it would turn into if it was me.
I always turn it off as soon as I hear the hey guys.
Hey guys, what are you doing? Stop touching me. I don't know where that came from either. But yeah. So it's like after removing all the helmets just to reveal the purple one was just a... I mean, that does sound accurate. The Black Mirror episode, The Waldo Moment, but with Cersei running for office. Yeah, people also, like, I don't know how serious anybody has ever been. I'm assuming not. But the idea of being a fucking public servant, I mean, I'm already enough of one as it is. I already provide such value to the community. Smash that like and subscribe off. That is the way to do it.
That's what you need to do for your new outro.
What's that?
Just be really obnoxious.
Yeah, the current outro has been in circulation for a long time now, and Mrs. Sick was giving me shit for it. I always give myself shit for it, but it's a job. The other one is fixing the fucking merch store, which I did a tiny amount towards yesterday.
Because it encouraged him. He needs encouragement to do things.
There are a lot of theist videos using the AI voice, AI image, AI script. They are trash. Yeah, but they are popular enough. So I've had to cover a few of them. I prefer to cover people for obvious reasons. They're more engaging, more interesting to... There's less to make fun of with an AI voice. At least with a person, you know it's coming from a person. Although it may get to the point where AI videos, they just look like a real person, and maybe you're not going to know the difference. Maybe it'll all get poisoned and all the AIs will break.
And then you look at what they did with the Gordon Ramsay video that I showed you.
Oh my, that thing was fucking amazing.
I know.
What was it called?
I don't know. I think it was somebody just put it up saying it's fucking raw, and then and it was just AI Gordon Ramsay.
It's AI Gordon Ramsay video, but it fucking goes. Like, it really goes. It's actually extremely funny. I wanted to ask 2 philosophical questions. First, do you think free will is possible? And second, do you think it's possible for there to have been a first cause to everything? I don't know.
I don't think free will exists.
I don't believe free will exists. I think anything is possible. But I don't believe free will is actually a thing in the way that people consider it.
Yeah.
I don't think libertarian free will as a fact that exists outside of how a human being functions. Human beings function as chemical reactions and physical processes. And unless it can be proven otherwise, which it has not been, yeah. But I also think that free will, the illusion of free will, is very real and does things that we very much believe we have it. And I don't think that that's a bad thing, strictly speaking.
You have free will because you have no choice.
Yeah. Yeah. I quite like that. In terms of the first mover thing, yeah, I don't know. First causes are what they are. Like, there either is one or there isn't, and that's like it. There may even be like a first thing, but I don't think it's the same thing that people are thinking about when they think of first causes. But yeah, probably not the most in-depth philosophical answer you're going to get. I'm not like the most expert person on these. If I'm writing about them in videos, I spend time researching so I can write out my answers in a more complete fashion as best as I can. But yeah, you're not going to get much out of these. I have no choice but to sit here and rot my brain in the soulful sounds of 6. I don't know about soulful. Whiskey equal free will. I mean, to be fair, my willy isn't an illusion. Why are we talking about work? I mean, you can talk about work if you. You talk about me talking about what I would talk about work instead of random shit and food. I mean, if you want me not to talk about work, I'll talk about Sekiro because I've started playing that again, and I finally get it. I actually have beaten some bosses that I couldn't beat before because I thought they were fucking impossible, and I now understand that the fucking dragon rot system doesn't matter at all. Just ignore it. Just pretend it's not fucking there. And if you're ever going somewhere that you think you're going to die, go and buy coin bags. And that's like fixed everything for me. Also, tap block a lot. Even when you don't think you need to. I got up to, there's that one boss that like quick draws on you and does 2 strikes really fast. He absolutely fucking murdered the shit out of me over and over and over again when I first played that game. I went up to it now and I beat him first go and I was like, oh, okay. I think I know how to play this now.
Oh, that's an interesting question.
What is an interesting question?
What would you say to somebody who can't force themselves to believe in God despite peer pressure, but want it to be true? I would say the human brain can convince themselves of things, which means if you can't convince yourself but you really want it to be true, then there's obviously something telling you that it's not, because otherwise you'd be convincing yourself.
Yeah, I mean, part of it is that maybe you want it. There's a difference between wanting something to be true and thinking that it is. There's lots of things that I want to be true, but I absolutely am not going to sit there and try and convince myself of it.
And this is just from my perspective, though, as somebody who was religious and was their mind was slowly coming into the idea of atheism. I really wanted it to be true, and I would try and force myself to make it think it, believe it. But what I was really doing was I was so miserable and upset that I felt like I needed that thing that I used to have to be there, because it was like going through a grieving process when I lost my spiritual sort of sense. And you just become incredibly desperate to try and keep hold of something, but eventually you kind of just let it go. And
someone's come up with an excellent example for a thing one would wish to be true but can't convince themselves of, that whiskey is good for you. Whiskey being good for you, like, well, you need it. It's like one of your 5 a day. It's grains. Come on, it's basically a vegetable. No, it is depending on the whiskey, it's technically ketchup. Believe in the dream of the endless. So actually, someone said at me, I think it was today, that let me see if I can find the comment because I'm towards the end. There we go. The existence of infinity itself is enough of an evidence for God's existence, and it's just basic science and logical thinking. They misspelt science and logical, and and is. They misspelled is into is. IS''S. So, not the smartest human being alive, I'm sure. Yeah. And the problem with fucking things like that is it's so lacking in information and based on 100% assumption. I really hate it when people make comments like that. Because I then have to ask them follow-ups. Like, I'll often say, can you clarify that? They almost never do. And if they do, what comes next is almost always complete gibberish.
Either that or they just constantly deflect.
I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if you want anybody to understand a word you fucking said.
Random question. I have been trying to ask for weeks. Did you steal your buy from Moriarty in Benedict Cumberbatch's Sherlock? Because I did. And I can not hear it when you sign off that way. No, the reason why he sounds like that is because he's awkward at saying goodbyes.
I know. I say bye like that because I think it's funny.
Yeah, but even when I'm on the phone with you, you can't say bye like a normal person. You have to do it in a weird way.
Bye. I didn't get it from anyone.
No, he's always done it.
It is an old thing that lots of people do. I've had people tell me that it's from fucking Linus Tech Tips because his co-host on their podcast goes bye. But
you do it like that as well.
I do it like that. I do it lots of different ways, and I got it from fucking reality. Like, not being mean, it's just like actually really common. People will say bye.
You don't know how to say bye to people, so you say it weirdly.
Like one of the ones that I've heard that I like is Sean's girlfriend from Shaun of the Dead. When she hangs up the phone, she goes, bye, bye, bye.
Yeah, you've done that with me as well.
Yeah, that's one that my mum does. And yeah, so from existing in reality, maybe it's an English thing more than anything.
I think it's just that you're the only one that I know who does that. But then again,
but you don't talk to anyone.
Well, my sister says bye like I do.
Oh my goodness, your sister does something the same way you do.
Yeah, we just go
this
bye.
Is surprising.
Yeah, just bye, and that's it, done.
You are terrible at saying bye to your fudger. I constantly, what I'll do to her for okay bye, because the fucking conversation has ended, but her dad just does not hang up the phone. He is terrible. I'll sit there and I'll do thumbs up and then wave which means okay, bye, okay, bye. And she just stares at me.
He doesn't have anyone to talk to all week. So
Yeah,
he
this-
just
okay.
he unburdens on me.
This is after like a 3-hour conversation.
Yeah.
You're done. You've done your job.
I'm not.
You've done your daughterly
I
duties.
I find it rude, so I can't
It's
do it.
not rude. In fact, the person being rude is someone who takes up hours and hours and hours of your time. Your dad completely has the capacity to make friends. He just doesn't. Yeah.
You have a lot of resentment there.
I have resentment for you because you finish and you collapse. You're like, oh my God.
All your talking is exhausting.
And I'm like, you could just say, okay, bye. And it would be fine. It is not rude to hang up the phone on anyone ever. Especially if they're trying to sell you something. Oh God, I had someone come up to the door the other day. And they had the badges and shit for something, I don't know. And they went, oh, hi, sir. We were just... I said, are you going to sell me something? Because if so, I'm not interested. And he gave me this smug fucking knowing look and said, well, we haven't told you yet. And I went, I'm not interested. He was like, ugh. It's like, fuck you.
I can't do that, though.
Oh, I'm waiting for a TV licensing person to turn up. We've had
They
like a red
won't-
letter.
They won't turn up.
We've had the red letter. We've had 4 of those.
We had like 6 of those. 'Cause
Yeah.
we lived here for
But
10
they're like,
years.
we're going to turn up. And, oh, if you've been watching TV. It's like, we don't watch live TV as it is being... Do not watch or record live TV as it's being broadcast. So I don't need a TV license. If you're new here and you're American, yes, the British pay a TV license for terrestrial broadcast television. If you don't watch that, you don't pay shit. The Germans also have it, and a few of the other European countries have it as well, I believe. Remove the door. For some reason, I started reading the Book of Mormon the other day. The actual book, not the musical. And it's laughably bad. I always thought those guys were gullible simpletons. Now I know.
Yeah.
I mean, it was literally written by a con man. And the fact that they can't wrap their heads around the fact that the guy was a fucking con man is wild. Watching on BBC iPlayer counts. Yes, absolutely. If you watch BBC iPlayer, anything on BBC iPlayer effectively, then you need a TV license. We do not do that. If you watch something on Netflix, that is licensed to Netflix. You don't have to pay shit. And they will pretend you do. Yeah. And the other thing is that TV licensing agents are salesmen, not enforcers. They call themselves enforcement officers. They are nothing of the sort. They are salesmen who work on commission.
It's like a chiropractor.
And once you,
doctor.
Yeah, once you understand that the people who come to your door are literally just salesmen, it completely deflates anything they have to say to you. You can turn around and say, no, like the politest response is, not interested, thank you, and shut the door. There is a great video of a guy doing that, perfectly polite, perfectly within his rights. You're on my property, fuck off. But not today, thank you. Close the door. And the guy goes, fucking rude bastard. Like, no.
Yeah, it's because they get money. They get commissions for...
I think it's also because a lot of them have delusions of grandeur. They think they have a real job.
Well, they have the name Enforcer in their title. So.
Yeah. If anyone in the UK still pays the BBC license, they need to stop immediately. No court in the land can argue that they have long ceased to... I don't give a shit about that charter shit. Like, that's often semantic bullshit. You just don't need to pay it if you don't watch the fucking shows. That's it. And I don't watch the fucking shows, so I don't pay it. And then they send me letters, which I think count as harassment. Now, in a legal, specific sense... Well, it's not harassment because it's from this organisation, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but it is threatening and trying to get me to behave in a way that they would like, which is to pay them, even though I don't have to. I think it's harassment, and I think it's gross. And, yeah, there's no way detective vans worked. 100%. And people have, like, seen them, and they're comical. Like the inside them, they're either empty or they're full of random shit, just to make it look like they do something. Love your channel, hilarious. Thank you very much. Judge Dredd, BBC enforcer. Jesus Christ. Just say it in a very posh voice. I'm sorry, I don't speak English. And then when they go, but you just, and you just go, okay. You need to learn what in as many languages as possible. If they change languages, you can just go, pourquoi? I think that's the same, but whatever. What, you don't watch Doctor Who? No, not really. I got up to the one with the old guy with the white hair, who was pretty good. I can't remember his name, but I only watched a certain amount of that, and then I stopped watching.
You mean Capaldi?
Yes. We watched some Capaldi, and then we just kind of stopped, and then we never bothered going back. And since then, just haven't really watched any of it. Didn't watch.
You watched, is it Jay? Reviewer?
Oh, I watched the 5-hour review. That's really good. That's probably the most modern Doctor Who I've watched, is in a review of it. And it's if you haven't watched the 5-hour review, it's good. And it's not just as a lot of people are like, this is just someone hating on it and rambling for no, it's actually 5 hours of incredibly high quality content. And then the better thing is that he made his own version of a standard Doctor Who episode from that era. Like, put JXE Doctor Who parody. It is fucking hysterical. He even makes the TARDIS noises. She makes the TARDIS noises herself, and it's so fucking funny. It just makes me laugh so much. There have been 3 doctors with white hair. Ah, fuck me. Modern. Have you seen The Witcher? I'm about to watch it for the first time. First 2 seasons are pretty good. Started watching the 3rd one and got bored fucking shitless. Which are the ones that apparently won Emmys, which fucking blows my mind because I couldn't found them unwatchable.
According to my friend who is Witcher obsessed, the first season she said they changed it a lot, but she was kind of okay with it. And then the second one, she said they started changing all sorts of things. It didn't make any sense. And then the 3rd one, she's like, they just ruined it. She was not interested.
Yes, unlike you, who could barely give us 2 minutes of good content. That's so kind. I didn't think it was even a minute. Damn. Thank you. Capaldi is my favourite. His monologues are spine-chilling.
He's a good actor.
He's an excellent actor. I just stopped watching. It is what it is. When asked, they wouldn't explain how the detector vans work either, just that a lot of engineers worked on a small part of them and none knew what they were making, which is always how you make things that work. Dogs have 3 legs too. Is that a reference to the thing? The only reference that I ever think of when it comes to dogs is that dogs can't look up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we rewatched Shaun of the Dead. We've kind of made a habit of trying to watch like a film, I'd say like a week.
Yeah.
Like at least one film a week, whether it's something old that we really like or trying to watch something new.
Yeah, we watched American Psycho.
What did we watch that was new to us? The Interview.
Yeah.
That's a fun film. I wouldn't say it's a good film, but it's so stupid. It tickled a lot of the right things in both of us. We had a pretty good time watching that. It's a very, very, very stupid movie, and the intro is legitimately kind of brilliant. There's an interview with Eminem, and it's just one of the funniest things I've seen in ages. But the rest of the movie is like pretty good and very dumb. The movie that made me fall in love with the Queen. With Queen, not the Queen. Sorry. For 2 very different things. I'm convinced the current Who is based on unused Queer as Folk scripts Russell T Davies has stuffed in a shoebox. God. Queer as Folk kind of missed me because I was a kid. That was a very long... I've seen like bits and bobs of it. I'd assume I'd probably like it now. Have you tried watching a week film a year? Like 2,000 Mules? I don't know what 2,000 Mules is. We do occasionally watch not great films that we like. Mrs. Sick has a penchant for Dracula movies. Even the bad ones.
Oh yeah, they're really good.
Yeah.
They're so bad that I just enjoy them.
Is it as dumb as Monty Python? Monty Python is not dumb. It has some silly jokes, but most of the jokes are quite clever.
Yeah, a lot of their jokes are quite layered.
Yeah. But it's a very different thing. I wouldn't compare it to Python at all.
They're not that.
It's American dumb. It's not British dumb. I'll put it that way. For detective fans to work, TV would have to transmit something for them to detect, and they don't. My point on that was always fucking coat hangers can pick up TV signals. So if someone has a bunch of coat hangers, is it just going to detect this house has fucking 700 fucking TVs in it? I don't know why someone would have 700 coat hangers, but you know what I mean. Like, it can't possibly... Anything will detect TV fucking signal as long as it's made of metal. Now you just have a slobber phone. Fair enough. Monty Python is awesome. Monty Python is awesome. Not dumb, just genius at being silly. Yeah, I would say that. Monty Python is quite clever, but also really dumb, like Futurama. Futurama, yeah, there's some like ridiculously clever things. I randomly started watching Futurama again, and some of the fucking jokes in that hit really hard, like really made me bust out laughing. And I've watched that show like a dozen times over. That's one of those ones that I'll just sit down and put in the background while I do other stuff. And my God, I was surprised at how hard I laughed at some of those jokes. Maybe jokes that I'd missed before, but yeah. I think my mum has every hanger from every dry cleaner ever. She might have that many. That makes sense. My mum used to run a restaurant, so she had every menu from every restaurant in a pretty wide area, which she probably wouldn't want me sharing because, you know, it's still theft. Even if it is just a cardboard one. But that made me laugh. Just mums collect things. That just seems to be what they do. That's the saltiest thing I ever tasted. And I once ate a whole heaping bowl of salt.
I'm in this picture and I don't like it.
You're in what picture and you don't like what?
Mums collect things.
Oh yeah, you are a mum. And you do collect things.
Yeah.
I resemble that remark. Thank you very much. Mrs. Sick collects Pokemon cards and something else. Philosophy quotes.
And children's teeth.
To be fair, they're our children's teeth. Not just any children's teeth. But yeah, like when they've brought teeth to us, eventually she'll be able to construct a new child.
I collect dust.
The child of feces. I collect dust. That's like quite multi-layered of dust even, yeah. My mum collected loser boyfriends. Or were looser boyfriends. So were they looser than she was? Learn how to spell. I'm right in that. That's not how you spell loser, right?
Yes, that's
yeah.
loser.
Mr. Sick is now mad at you, Ethereal Regions.
It's one of my pet peeves.
Get good.
Of spelling lose.
Only 11 episodes of Fawlty Towers, but amazing joke per minute ratio. That is one of those shows that feels like there's like 100 episodes of it. And yeah, there's 11. And it's like, that can't be fucking right. I remember this bit and this bit and this bit. Yeah, those were all from the same episode. Oh, shit. Yeah, Fawlty Towers is probably something we should put on the...
Would you say being in a relationship is worth it? I'm an introvert and do not easily connect with people. It completely depends.
I absolutely believe If you're in a good relationship, yes.
Some people.
If you're in a bad relationship, no.
There's also some people they prefer to be alone. And if you're really comfortable and happy being alone, then do that. That's
the way to put it. If you're happy not being in a relationship, you'll be fine. If you are not happy not being in a relationship or not having that connection to someone, it's probably worth trying to put yourself out there and seeing if you can meet someone. Make sure you know how to sort of safeguard yourself. Some people can be shit. But if you get on with someone and you develop a strong relationship over a long time, then I can see no reason why that wouldn't be positive. I had an exciting rumour that Cersei is going to be on tweets on the watering hole with Vice Rhino and Sirius sometime soon. There has been a standing agreement that I will join them at some point. But there has been, unless they have sent me messages I have not seen, there is no time frame on that at all. Future doesn't necessarily mean soon. But I literally thought about it today, so I should probably send. I've got Rhino's email, I think, so I should probably send him a message. Farty towels, the therapy hour, and you know it. Clap your hands. What the fuck? But yeah, 40 tower, 9 out of 11. Couldn't hold myself. Okay, fair enough. Friday Night Dinner is also great. That's a show that I often see and I think I should watch that, and then I don't. There's a lot of that in me though. Just so many shows and video games that I go, oh, I should really fucking do that thing.
That's why you sent me messages. Like you said something about Daniel Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe in Miracle Makers or Miracle Workers, something like that. It has 80% and like 70 odd percent critic and viewership amounts of good. It is a good show meter. I don't know what the fuck it's called. Tomato meter.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
You worded that so beautifully.
Oh god, it's almost like it's a terrible stream for terrible people. Yeah, it's rated well with both sides of the coin of viewership. So I should probably check it out. It's probably pretty good. I find, generally speaking, Daniel Radcliffe is pretty entertaining, whatever he's in. One of the worst films we've watched in recent memory was Akimbo, which was just a really shit movie. It was so fucking dumb, and there were moments in it that irritated the piss out of me. But Daniel Radcliffe's performance in it is pretty good. He basically holds that entire film up by himself.
He really holds the film together.
Really good films we've watched. The Big Lebowski. That's one of the ones that we both meant to watch for ages, and then she just randomly saw it on, I think it was on Prime Video.
Yeah.
And she just did it. She just, fuck. What about Guns Akimbo? I think the film's just called Akimbo, but I could be wrong. The premise is quite fun, but it's really stupid. I miss the word pud. Look at my pud.
Is what Americans say about the NHS terrible healthcare true?
No.
No. Now, it's definitely overworked, and it definitely needs some sort of more, like, reform to get more funding, but generally, it's free. Like, also the fact that the NHS is, because I have a number of health issues, so the NHS supports me all through that, and I don't have to pay anything.
The other part of that is that it can be slow, but A, it's still free, and B, according to many Americans, no slower than depending on where you are, and in the UK, it depends on where you are, and we still have private healthcare. You can get that, and you can just go with fucking Bupa. And which is also the punchline to if anybody ever threatens you physically with do you like hospital food?
But,
you say,
yeah,
I'm with Bupa, it's
also,
delicious.
There's also the NHS also outsource you to private clinics and pay for it.
Yeah, I have a thing on my feet called plantar fibers, and the only place that had nearby that had an expert in feet was in a Bupa hospital, and I went in and it was completely free, and it was lovely.
Yeah,
it was a very, very nice little hospital.
I'll take free healthcare that takes a long time. Then it's somewhat frustrating over being charged thousands of basic treatment. Exactly. One of my friends, she had diabetes, and this was a while back when they basically started charging outrageous amounts for insulin, and she needs it to live.
Yeah.
And she was really concerned at one point if she was actually going to be able to get insulin or not, because she was genuinely like really terrified about not being able to pay for it, and like that's not something that would happen with the NHS.
It might have been a chiropodist, I don't fucking know, but it was someone who looked at the bottom of my foot and went, "Yeah, you kind of fucked there."
Oh, you went to go see a podiatrist.
I don't know. I went to a foot person.
Yeah, podiatrist.
I hope they weren't a foot person.
Oh no. Oh no, imagine.
Diabetes is a great name. Fuck me. Hey, what's going on here? Terrible things for terrible people. No one enjoys it. They're here by, I don't know, apparently somehow I'm forcing them. That's the only logical conclusion that I can come to. And now for some obscure French folklore. Okay. If you drink 3 glasses of milk and place 3 cat whiskers underneath your pillow before bedtime, a goblin will tickle the underside of your balls. Is that true?
Yeah.
I mean, not true. I'm assuming that probably doesn't actually happen.
Why don't you try it?
But is that an actual piece of French folklore?
Why don't you try it and I'll tickle your balls after you have the milk?
Because I don't want to drink 3 fucking glasses of milk. That's actually kind of a shitload of milk.
It is a lot of milk.
Like, are we talking pints, or are we talking even like a normal highball kind of glass? 3 of those, I'm going to be fucking sweating after that. Oh, that's a lot of fucking milk. Oh, I used to drink so much milk as a kid. I would drink milk for days as a kid. As an adult, it's like actual work. It's also just not good for you. Like, it's okay for you. It's very nutritious. But as an adult, you don't need most of that. For those arriving late, Sick announced tomorrow's winning lottery numbers. But you have to go through the whole thing to hear them. Not that it's of any benefit to me. Like, financially, these streams make me basically nothing unless people do super chats. That's literally the only way I make money out of these. And people almost never super chat. Occasionally, you're going completely insane and people will do stupid amounts, which is always fun. I do like money, but most of the time, no one does anything, and that's absolutely fine. Like, I've never been one. People say, "Oh, you should set up bots and stuff to remind people to super chat," and I'm like, "But I don't want to." A, that's work, and B, literally, the most work I've done for the start of a stream has been this week. I did part of it during the stream, which was cleaning up the fucking picture, and 15 minutes of setting up the new artwork. And that's all I put into these. And as soon as it's over, as soon as the hour hits, I'll stop. So I don't think I deserve anything for this. Super chat, you're welcome. Aww.
I drank so milk as a kid. I'm 90% calcium. I am chalk now.
A fake super chat. Tee. Exactly.
Thank you, Demon Orb.
It's not a thank you. These aren't real super chats. You know that, right?
Yeah, but he's became a member, so he's still technically.
He didn't become a member. He did a thing that lets you do one free quote unquote super chat.
He's a member, so he gets to do that.
He does get to do that.
So that I'm saying thank
and
you.
And if I could ban him from it. 66 months is insane.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's like an addiction. I have plenty of milk. It's just in my iced coffee. No, I don't have a problem. How dare you? Now I need a coffee. I mean, it depends how many iced coffees you have. Just arrived. Forgive me if you've already asked this. Also, the new art is rad as fuck. You should have been here at the start. Mrs. Sick was mad. I've just realised that your artwork is like half a watermelon. I thought it was Samus Aran. Can anybody else see that? But have you ever considered a Patreon? I have a Patreon. I literally have a Patreon.
It for many years now.
And I advertise it at the... Yeah, I've had it for multiple years. In fact, I've had it for so long that I am grandfathered in on a lower percentage that Patreon takes from me. So it's like it's a really good deal for me in general. So yes, I did consider it. I got it. Well, I'm a dumbass then. It's fine. I mean, at the end of the day, if you don't see it, you don't see it. It is like my main link, or it used to be the main link. Then they reorganized the fucking YouTube front chain. I'm drunk as well. I'm drunk. Forgive me. No worries.
You also you did the recording for the next Spoon stuff. So
yeah,
I'm starting to work on that now.
Anybody who loves the old Spoon Stufferers, I have done the recording so she can do work. Mrs. Sick is also getting a little bit of help from a friend of hers who is also an artist.
She's a way better artist than me. When she showed me the art, I was like, oh my god, thank you.
So, yeah, she's done some backgrounds for her, so she doesn't have to do that. So it should be more editing and less... Because that's the thing, a single background on a Spoon Stuff Stories episode can take up to like 8 hours.
Yeah, 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah.
Usually because I put way too much effort into that.
Yeah. Love Spoon Stuff. Anybody here a Transformers fan? I am.
It should be going a little bit faster now though, because I got introduced to brushes.
Okay.
And I was like, I didn't realise I could get brushes on clip art. And it's like, yeah, of course you can. And I was like, I have no idea. Anyway, and some of them are free as well. And I was like, ugh! So I started looking into them. I'm like, oh, I can actually start doing quick art now.
Okay. Away from wrestling, John Cena is a very strange guy. If anybody has it, I've been trying to find this fucking clip of John Cena where two guys are sat there and one of them says to the other, oh, you know, wrestling is fake, right? And then John Cena turns up and goes, don't you ever say that? Did you ever say that? And then he does his pose and walks away. And it's so funny. And I had no idea who that was. But it made me laugh really hard. Because it's a gigantic guy being very, very upset about that concept. I grew up with Beast Wars on Fox Kids, made me a lifelong fan. I saw Beast Wars Transformers like half a year before it came out in England, because I was in Australia visiting an aunt in Australia, as everybody seems to have. And so I even bought some toys for it, and I thought, this is the coolest shit ever. And then I lost them. And that's the end of that story. But yeah. Also, I could see Neighbours before the rest of the UK. So I knew the important plot points. I can't remember shit about Neighbours anymore, except for one episode where they were playing the game Magic Carpet and one of them cheated. And that's it.
What was your aunt charged with? Driving without glasses.
I mean, my aunt has my dad has a story about my aunt, which is that she didn't wear glasses for years. And then she got some glasses and they were driving down the road and she went, oh, I forgot those big signs had words on them. That's not what you want to hear. So yeah, anyway, I think we're about to hit the hour mark. So I'm going to say thanks for coming. Don't know why you keep doing it, but I appreciate it nonetheless.
Gravy, gravy, gravy. Mrs.
Sick is going to say gravy because Demon Orb loves gravy. He just loves to hear it. And yeah, we shall see you next week, if not before, in the comments of videos or whatever. You what?
Just everyone do it now. Bye!
boy. You do it.
I just did.
Do it better.
Bye. Like a normal.
Ruined it.